welcome Nerd Nation to this latest edition of the Sports Nerd Show. We are a collection of sports nerds whose mission is to bring you as much sports talk as time allows over the next 60 minutes. Although we will strive to be highly informative and equally as entertaining over the next hour, we must warn you that there may be some cuss words along the way. But we don't give a damn because that is the way most humans in the real world tend to talk, and we, the sports nerds, are no exception. So without further ado, Nerd Nation, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as I present to you the founder and host of this crazy-ass show, Scott, the Sports Nerd Wright.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Nerds on the Sports Nerds Network for June 15th, 2025. I am your host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Wright, along with my co-hosts, Elliot, Biggie, and Lamba, former sports writer Ken Koslow, John Dave's Not Here Olson, and, of course, Professor Wayne Lynch. Tonight, we will discuss the top sports stories of the week and, at times, the not-so-top stories. So buckle up, grab a beverage, and enjoy. We are live each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. If you miss the live broadcast, you can watch the replays on Spotify, Facebook, and on the blockchain via Peak D.
Hey, did you write that overnight? Or
no, I actually wrote it last week. So if you don't like it, I don't care. I
didn't say I didn't like it. I just said, did you just spend your whole night? You stay up late just to do that?
I did it in like 20 minutes.
You don't stay up late for hockey. You don't stay up late for hockey games.
No, I know.
On a Friday night.
Yeah, I know. Regardless, gentlemen, we were without John and Ken. I'm assuming John is in
a darkness retreat.
He's in a darkness retreat.
A la Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, a la Aaron Rodgers, and he's mourning the beat down that the Oilers got last night.
So pathetic.
So
to show up for a game 5 in your home arena and perform the way they didn't.
Yes.
That's disgusting. Disgusting.
Agreed.
I mean, come on. 3 shots in the first 9 minutes of the game, 11 shots the rest of. They didn't have a shot from the 11 or the 9-minute mark all the way to the 15-minute mark in the second period.
Yeah.
That's like 16 minutes of no shots on goal.
Yeah, Ron came out and said that basically Edmonton came out tentative. They didn't attack like it did in game 4.
They came out playing like they didn't want to lose.
Correct.
And guess what? They got their
They did. They got whipped. They got
stumped, dude. My son don't watch hockey, and he's like, man, Edmonton sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
He's actually watched all 5 games with me. That's the first time he's ever watched hockey with me.
Yep. I mean, the Panthers won 5-2, and it wasn't even that close.
That's cool. No, they could have won 10-2.
As they say, not an indication of how close or how not close the game was.
How not close is more like it.
Well, I missed all of the game last night, so.
Hey, Brett.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Yeah, well.
Especially from the Oilers side of things.
Celebrating my wedding anniversary last night, so.
Yes, happy anniversary, Wayne.
Happy anniversary.
You and the better half.
Give Olga my best.
Will do.
And again, you married up, brother. She's a better person than you are. So I want to let you know.
How do we know that?
Because she's the wife, and the wife is always the better person.
She could be Cruella DeVille behind the scenes. Yo, come on now.
Has Ogre once said, "Dude, you outkicked your coverage."
Correct. You did. Rest in peace, Ogre. We miss you, brother. You outkicked your coverage on this one, Wayne. Lucky son bitch.
Hey, Scott, what was my weight goal again?
I don't know, 150.
174.2, right?
You the man. That's why he's a professor, yo.
170. What is this with the freaking 174.2, Wayne?
That was my goal. You repeated it a couple times a couple weeks back. So don't even start with me.
Are you at 174.2 yet?
No, 175.1.
Well, you've only got 3 pounds to go, and you've been biking your ass off.
So you can't win a lottery with just 5 winning numbers. So you know what I'm saying? You got to have that last 0.9's got to go
I
Yeah.
got you.
before I can celebrate victory.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, Elliot.
And
Are you
I
feeling
actually
better?
golfed again this week.
Are you feeling better? That's the question,
Mostly, aside from this
right?
this
You're still wearing the compression socks.
pain in the ass foot,
Yeah.
which I explained to you is cuboid syndrome.
Right.
I don't know if Wayne knows what that is, but it's that bone on the side of your foot, about halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that bone either dislodges or becomes shifted or whatever, there's a lot of freaking pain, dude.
Yeah.
And I would only think that an Achilles tear would probably hurt more. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm feeling okay. Although, a lot of people don't put a lot of weight behind Friday the 13th.
Hey, Tim. Tim
But
Lynch
this
in the
Friday-
house, Wayne.
Oh boy.
This Friday the 13th really threw a monkey wrench in my shit. Because I got up and when I was breathing, my shoulders were hurting. And then the area where my pacemaker is felt really tight. You know what I'm saying? And my back pain, foot pain, all that was in full effect on Friday. I didn't work out one instant. My 10,000 step streak was killed at 60 days in a row
Dang.
Because you were in so much pain.
because I was you can imagine how much pain I was in that after
If
60
you don't
days.
do your steps, you're in pain. I understand.
I gave in. I wound up with 3,000 for the day, which is I might as well have just laid down for the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yesterday I had 14. Today I'm at around 15 or 16. So
1,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, playing through it. I mean, when I wear the boot for a while and then I slip it in a shoe, I can go for a little bit without pain.
Yep.
But like I had it on. I just finished the workout like 2 minutes before I got on, and I took the shoe off and put the boot on so that way when I go back after the show, it will have rested and
Good.
it probably won't hurt as bad.
Good.
So, but anyway, I mean, I'm losing the weight. I'm keeping it off, and outside of Friday, the only hiccup, but I'm back. I'm day 2, 10,000 steps.
Well, since you let me know that my brother's listening or watching, I guess I'll go back to I don't know shit about hockey.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Well, you didn't watch it, so you don't know shit about yesterday's.
Yeah, I don't know shit about yesterday. I didn't even care.
And where's Ron the scapegoat your ass? Where is he?
He had some kind of didn't he say he had well, it's Father's Day, of course. So.
Yeah, it's Father's Day, and he's spending time with family. Ken has sprained his knee, so he's out. He slipped on some concrete, he says. So
John's in darkness, right?
and John is
John's in the darkness retreat.
yeah,
with
John's
Aaron Rodgers.
gone dark because his Oilers are just not playing up to their potential.
They're about to get dealt a second straight Stanley Cup loss
To the same freaking team.
to the same team. To
And I
Scott's
know that
favorite
irritates
team.
you as well, Scott, since you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan.
The Scott.
God, I hate the fucking Panthers, guys. I really fucking hate
Well,
them.
maybe you should try using reverse psychology and root for them, and then they'll lose.
No,
Because every time you root for somebody, they wind up losing.
no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't stand the freaking Panthers. They are Tampa Bay's biggest rival, and they always seem to have Tampa Bay's number.
Yep.
I will never, ever root for the freaking Panthers. You know why? Because the Lightning have a better fan base than the freaking Panthers do. The Panthers have a hot and cold fan base who only come see them when they're winning.
That's because they're in.
It's it's Miami.
It's in Sunrise,
Sunrise, yeah.
Sunrise, yes.
a suburb of Fort Lauderdale. Is that right?
I think so, yes. I think you're it's pretty close.
Yeah, those people down there are sketchy at best.
I got a question for both of you. Say the Panthers win on Tuesday. What do you think would be the most crushing loss of the 2 years? Would it be being up or being down 3-0 Edmonton and then losing game 7, or losing this year knowing
Losing
that
this
you won
year.
for exact revenge?
Losing this year.
Losing
Because
this year.
losing
coming
this
back
year.
from 3-0 is never
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Right.
Okay. What they've done this year, especially in the beginning of games, because look, Florida's outscored them 11-4 in the first period.
Yeah, they jump on them quick.
Yeah. And in the last couple games, Edmonton didn't show up till the third period.
Right.
When it was too damn late, except
especially the other night when they went down 3-0 in the first.
Yeah.
And then 4-3 in the second.
And then gave it up in the fourth, and then in the third, and then went to overtime. And luckily, Draisaitl, Mr. Overtime himself, he scored another overtime goal.
Florida got a last-minute goal in Game 4, didn't they?
19.3 seconds.
The second
with
fastest.
20 seconds left to go in the third period.
The second fastest, which was behind the first fastest, which was 2 games earlier.
Right. Right.
By Corey Perry. Corey Perry did it with 16 seconds to go, and I think 19 seconds with
Marchand has been the difference for Florida this
right. Yeah. He's the MVP.
He is the MVP of the series if they win. But yes, Marchand has been the difference.
What about Bennett? He's got the most goals in the playoffs total.
But Marchand has been the difference.
Marchand's balling though.
In this series,
Marchand has been the difference.
He's pucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. We're going to add that to the sports nerds vocabulary.
Vernacular?
Yeah.
We're going to add it to the sports nerds vernacular.
What a pucking kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's a pucking kind of guy. There you go, Elliot.
He's pucking stuff up.
You can't be balling if you play with a puck. Sorry.
There you go. Good Lord.
Yeah, he is pucking stuff up.
Yes, I love it.
Up,
I love the pucking term. We're going to keep that, guys.
Hey, we should copyright that.
There we go. What else is going on? Okay, well, about NBA Finals.
I don't fucking know.
It's a slow time of the season, guys. There's not a whole lot going on.
What do you mean, yo? We got NBA Finals?
Mini camps just wrapped up for the NFL, and nothing's going to happen until the end of July.
We got to talk about Aaron Rodgers preventing the Steelers from winning another Super Bowl.
Yes, correct. Good.
Well, he said all the right things his first day in. Of course, that'll change over the course of, the rest of the season.
Yeah, once the first game starts, the controversy begins.
Well, maybe Rodgers gets hurt during training camp. We'll see what happens there, but still,
I kind of hope he doesn't. I kind of hope he does go in there and see what the hell he can do with a coach like Mike Tomlin behind him, with an organization that's known for winning. You know what I'm saying? So
as much as
I don't know.
I'm not. I don't want to admit it. I can't accept it. But the Steelers are a franchise that does things the right way. It is unusual, though, for them to go after a highly touted free agent to come in as quarterback, despite the fact they got Russell last year.
Let me ask you a question.
All right.
If you face the potential of starting Mason Rudolph, what would you do?
Myles Garrett would have a freaking party.
I'd change course in a hurry.
Yeah. Myles Garrett would have a freaking field day with that. And he's already talking about putting Aaron Rodgers in his graveyard.
Graveyard?
In his Halloween graveyard?
Yes, sir. Yes,
well, he's going to have enough time to do it because the offense is going to have that defense in Cleveland on the field a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment on the.
He's going to have all kinds of opportunities to put people in the graveyard.
I'm not going to comment on the quarterback situation in Cleveland until after.
There is no quarterback situation in Cleveland because there are no quarterbacks in Cleveland.
Well, the rule of thumb is they say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. So
they got 4 and they got 4 and they're negative, 5 and they're negative.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Cincinnati. Their whole organization is just crap.
Well, that's Mike Brown, Wayne. That's Mike.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I realize that.
Hey.
Cheap.
His dad is rolling over in his grave as to how Mike
you pay 2 receivers
over franchise.
When you pay 2 receivers over $300 million and you don't address your defensive woes, there's a problem.
You don't address your defensive woes with Trey Hendrickson, and you had a rookie walk out whose contract is slated because he's a rookie.
The wide receiver, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Wayne, you're right. Not to mention the fact that they're not paying attention to their offensive line. Joe Burrow is going to be running for his life again this season. It's just
he's been doing it ever since he got in the league.
But you see, that's just the thing. He can adapt to that. He can't adapt to his defense giving up all these freaking points and him having to put up so many points because he's not going to be able to do that all the time.
Yeah. They got a Super Bowl
when he has to win the game 35-34, 39.
Well, yeah, when they lost that game to Baltimore in overtime.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They gave up what, 38 points?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And when they hadn't given up much in the first couple, 2-3 quarters or whatever, they just fucking fell apart. You know, again, I mean, you know, if you took Cleveland's defense and Cincinnati's offense, you'd probably have a dynasty.
Yeah,
correct.
Well, they have a Super Bowl ready offense, Cincinnati does, but their defense.
And Cleveland might have a Super Bowl ready defense.
Yep, but no offense.
No. I like the fact that the Niners went out and got Bryce Huff.
Yeah.
That helps us quite a bit, especially on that front line, because you know the formula this year for stopping a guy like Patrick Mahomes is having relentless pressure up front.
Philadelphia proved that in the Super Bowl. Especially
from both ends.
Yep.
Because he had nowhere to go.
I mean, that defense smothered him that entire
game. The defensive ends had him so contained.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then when they tried to overcompensate, the interior lineman came in and bashed him in the face. That's how you beat him.
That's
Tampa did that to him.
Yeah.
Tampa did that to him 38-9.
Yeah. That's the playbook for the rest of the NFL against Kansas City.
And I don't want to hear no more GOAT conversation being better than Brady. You lost 2 Super Bowls in blowouts.
Yes.
Okay? Blowouts. And the ones you won were highly questionable.
And you know what? KC is no longer the dominant force in the NFL anymore. There's too many teams that are as good or better than them.
And I'm disappointed
in the AFC and in the NFC.
I'm disappointed in TNT for freaking putting Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on the damn TV while we're watching hockey.
Stop it. Let them be who they are. Come on.
This is hockey, not football. She's already invaded one sport. Leave her out of the other one.
Oh, stop it. You're just a Taylor hater.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, I'm a Travis hater, but she comes with the program. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, though? The day after she attended that hockey game, the playoff game, she went to a children's hospital the very
donated,
next day.
Yeah, okay.
and just went crazy and just went to every kid she could, and you know.
Why was she rooting for Edmonton or something?
No, she went. She just went to every kid that was sick in there, and she's you know, she's done really good. She just proved herself to be.
So she's a nice,
very good human being. Is what I'm saying.
But she's annoying in the sports world.
Yeah, she is a humanitarian. I will say that.
Yeah. But she's also a totalitarian by taking over for professional sports.
But you know what? It's not her fault. It's the network.
It is her fault.
No, it's not. It's the network's fault for putting her on TV.
Her ass needs to go on tour and stay on tour.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't see nobody broadcasting Travis Kelce at her concerts.
I can't argue that point.
Hello? You don't think the Music World isn't freaking...
Well, the Eras tour is over with.
Isn't plastering us with Travis Kelce.
Well, the Eras tour is over with, and she hasn't been in concert for 3 months.
It doesn't matter. The music industry is not plastering Travis Kelce all over the place the way the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL do with Taylor.
Oh, my God.
Taylor Swift.
You're such a hater, Elliot. You're such a hater.
But keep in mind, it's only hate by proxy.
Exactly. It's guilt by association, dude. If she wasn't with Travis Kelce,
because she's with Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
And we hate the Kansas City Chiefs.
Just like, have you seen the YouTube
we must
TV?
Hate her by proxy.
By proxy, yes.
Oh God.
Yes, by proxy.
Get over yourself.
And what's up with Jason Kelsey on YouTube TV commercials, acting like he can't afford to get YouTube TV streaming service? He's got to go to. He's got to go over to what's his name, Brandon Graham's house.
You know what? That's just a commercial, Elliot.
He's got to go to Brandon Graham's house and crash on his couch.
Yes.
To watch West Coast games.
So he can get the West Coast games.
Yeah. Well, shit, fork over some of that damn Bootios money that you be putting.
That future Hall of Fame money is what you're talking about.
Whatever, dude. Just get a life.
That cereal money he's getting for promoting cereal.
Yeah, that cereal I never eat.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch and
just like the Angel Reese's Crunch or whatever they.
Yes, correct. Good Lord.
Speaking of
you said we had nothing to talk about.
WNBA,
You said we ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm bringing shit up to talk about. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of Angel Reese in the WNBA, did anybody watch Caitlin Clark drop 32 on
25 in the first half?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I was like, holy shit.
Well, it was New York's first loss.
Liberty got crushed. I was impressed.
Yeah, first loss. That's okay. Fever's only 5-5. It's not like we got to worry about them down the road or anything. You know what I'm saying?
No, you just got to worry about Minnesota. They had their first loss the other night as well.
Yeah, so that's all right. We'll be whoever comes up in front of us. The Liberty rule.
The only 3-pointer that was like whatever was the one where she was right behind the line. All the other ones were logo bombs.
Oh, they were logo bombs. Yeah, you seen that commercial with her and the logo?
Yeah, State Farm commercial.
Yeah. She can't open a fucking jar, and all of a sudden she stands on the logo. But anyway, speaking of Indiana and this NBA Finals, I am so glad Oklahoma City beat them the other night.
What you got hating on Indiana for?
Because I hate Indiana. Dude, this goes all the way back to the 90s. This goes all the way back to Reggie Miller and Dale Davis.
Right. You're right, Elliot. I'm sorry. I was.
Come on now.
Yeah,
this is a traditional hate. This ain't
I got you now.
This ain't no run-of-the-mill freaking I just woke up and started hating Indiana shit. This is like Boston Lakers hate. You know what I'm saying?
This is deep-rooted.
Exactly. This one has deep-seated roots.
It's like Bulls and Pistons hate. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, the Bulls hated the Pistons. Yeah. Well, no, I hate the Lakers and the Celtics more than I hate any of them NBA team. But Indiana's a close third.
Because of Reggie Miller. Because of Reggie Miller.
Because of Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton. Yeah. You see, and I got whoever wins this next game is going to win the series, obviously.
Yeah, the next game's in Oklahoma City. They're tied 2-2.
I think Oklahoma City wins.
Oklahoma City came back. I mean,
Indiana had their chance, and then they got the taste of their own medicine, blowing a lead in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, the Pacers had their lead on.
They got outscored 12-1.
Yep.
And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 11 of those 12 points.
Had 11 of those in the fourth quarter alone.
Yep.
And don't forget
in the NBA.
The only two games in OKC, Halliburton won that lucky ass game for them game 1
with the last minute.
But they got fucking handled in game 2.
Yep. I'm still trying to figure out what constitutes a foul in the NBA because
no shit.
2:33 left in the game when Gilgeous-Alexander pushed off Neesmith. And Scott Foster was standing right there watching him, and then he hit the bucket to go up.
Well, that explains it all. That explains it all, dude.
Scott Foster is the key to that. Yeah, it's all about Scott Foster.
You do know that they call him the extender, right?
The extender, yeah.
Okay. He's all about extending series in favor of the team that's trailing.
Yep.
Although he couldn't do it. He couldn't do nothing about that in the next game 6, but you know what I'm saying? Actually, he did game 5. We won that one. So. But we'll see.
Just like the 70s and the 80s. Any game that Earl Strom was the referee of, the home team was going to win.
Yep. And I mean, does Halliburton turn into a pumpkin here pretty soon? And this whole
Well, it depends on what OKC does coming out of the gate tomorrow night, guys. I mean,
Well, they're going to be at home, and they're going to come out of. They're going to come out. I'll tell you what, they're going to come out better than Edmonton did in Game 5 of their series.
ouch. Did you hear that, John? Anyway,
No, he can't hear you in the darkness.
So,
The darkness carries no sound.
Jesus Christ.
Like the vacuum of space.
That's the only thing you hear is the vacuum.
Oh my goodness.
Funny. Oh God.
But NBA draft's coming up next week after, pretty soon.
We already know what's going to happen to the NBA
Cooper
draft.
Flag's going first, obviously.
Right.
I want to see what happens after that.
Who cares? Who's left? I mean, who the best players in the draft after him?
Look, they got some talent coming out this year.
Dylan Harper from Rutgers.
Yeah.
He's projected to go number 2. Unless San Antonio puts a package together, maybe with him and whomever else that they have on the squad right now, except for Wembanyama and Vassell and probably Castle, to try to get KD.
Vassell?
Yeah.
He's the number 1 free agent that they're looking to get, isn't he?
Yeah, his choices are
trying to get to him.
His choices, his recommended choices that he and his team have put together were the Heat, Timberwolves, the Spurs, and the Rockets.
I was thinking the Knicks were in there in that mix too, but Knicks haven't found their next head coach yet. So,
but those
they're getting ready to interview Mike Brown.
You know what, Elliot? What's going on with the Knicks when they go after active head coaches and they get denied?
That's the league hating on the Knicks like they always do.
Oh, Jesus God. No,
Seriously.
it's your owner.
I mean, who's the biggest fucking haters of the Knicks? Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, first of all. They're all over TNT, always dogging the Knicks. Doris Burke hates the Knicks. So does Richard Jefferson.
It's all about
Reggie
Dolan.
Miller, we don't even have to go there. We know.
No, it's all about Dolan, Elliot. He's the worst owner in the NBA.
No, I think the worst owner, well, in the NBA, maybe. Worst
Oh,
owner
without
in
a doubt,
sports
the
is
NBA.
probably in Cleveland, but we won't go there on that.
What?
No.
The
Gotta
worst
be
owner in sports,
worst owner in sports.
Cleveland Browns.
No.
No, I'm gonna say you got Brown right, but it'd be Mike Brown.
Right.
Oh, Mike Brown?
Mike Brown, Cincinnati.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Cincinnati's been to the Super Bowl.
Not to mention the Giants owner, the Jets owner.
Cleveland had to relocate to finally win them.
Give me a fucking break.
They had to relocate to Baltimore to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then the second iteration hasn't even sniffed the Super Bowl yet.
He's still bringing up the Baltimore move. Jesus God.
Well, you know what? Some things just can always stand the test.
I
of
mean,
time.
this is 30 years old.
And that's
dude.
one of them.
It's 30 years old, and nobody gives a shit anymore, Elliot. They really don't. Nobody cares. Yes, I know the Ravens have won 2 Super Bowls.
You might not
since the
care,
move,
but there's a lot of people out there that do.
but you know what? Nobody gives a shit. It's been 30 years. Who fucking cares? I still hate their freaking Ravens, so it is what it is. I hate the Steelers more, but the Ravens are a close number 2.
I tell you, I started playing golf again this week because they put up some new courses.
Your virtual golf?
Yeah.
Yes.
They put up TPC Highlands and Bethpage Black.
Okay. Do you have Oakmont on that as well?
I'd have to look. I don't have the list.
Because that's where the U.S. Open is being played today.
The last time I looked, Adam Scott was in second place.
Let me see what's going on here.
I'd have to go get my goggles and take a look.
There is a
Hang
four-way
tight.
tie. There is a 4-way tie for first place right now. Robert McIntyre, Tyrell Hatton, J.J. Spawn, and Sam Burns are all at +1. So all the
Spawn is
leaders
back
are
in it
over.
because he's back in it because when I watched briefly a little earlier, he was whacking it all over the place except
Who?
putting it in the hole. Spawn.
Yeah. I mean, he started out the first 6 holes with 5 bogeys.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Adam Scott's 1 shot behind. Cam Young's 1 shot. Cam Young's 2 shots behind. So Adam Scott's only 1 shot behind. He's 44 years old, and if he could come out and do this, it's just gonna be freaking hilarious. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. But yeah, I mean, Robert McIntyre is +1. He's 2 under for today.
Oh shit, that's right. I can't.
What?
Wait a minute. No, yeah, I can't. Never mind. Hang on while I go into my VR world here
You're trying to find Oakmont?
and check out the courses.
Yeah, well, I think he had just bogeyed. I can't remember what the hole it was, but they had just said that was his 3rd bogey out. Well, it must have been the 4th hole. It was
Right.
3rd bogey out of 4 holes at that point. I was like, yeah, I don't need to watch this.
Wasn't much to it, huh? Okay, so let's see.
I'm gonna go in here and take a look and see what's going on.
I can see you guys from the side of my god.
What are you doing, Elliot?
He's trying to find Oakmont.
I'm going to look at the list of all the golf courses in the Golf Plus app.
So they just keep adding courses randomly in there for you, Elliot?
Yeah, I mean, when they first started, they had when I first started, they had 26. Now they have 34.
Oh, okay. So they just progressively add more as it becomes more
Yeah,
popular, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, and it's the most legit golf game out there, Golf Plus. I mean, it's about as realistic as it gets. So, all right. So Bethpage Black just came out. TPC River Highlands. And also Florida Ranch East and Florida Ranch West. Those were just put up a couple of weeks ago. Bethpage Black just came out this week along with TPC River Highlands.
Yep.
Which
All
one
right,
were you asking?
So the leaders, there's 4 of them. 1 on 18, 1 on 17, 1 on 16, and 1 on 14. Burns.
Which one were you asking about?
Huh?
Which one were you asking about?
Oakmont.
Oakmont. No, the only O I have is Olympia Fields Country Club.
Yeah, Oakmont is an elite course. It's probably the most difficult course, and maybe not just the country, but in the world. And that's how they set it up this week for the U.S. Open.
Well, the U.S. Open is usually the most difficult course of the majors anyway.
Correct.
Hey, I got Sawgrass. Sawgrass is a pretty nice course.
TPC Sawgrass is a good course.
Yeah. So is St. Andrews. I got St.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
The old course. Not the new.
Do you have Augusta National? That's the
No, you won't get Augusta National.
Yeah,
No.
it's all about Augusta doing what they put them out the way. They put out a video game with Tiger a few years ago and it sucked. So
Some of the bigger ones, I mean, I don't know. I can't really classify myself. The Hay, I don't know what the fuck the Hay is. Harbor Town, Olympia Fields Country Club, Pebble Beach.
Yeah. Augusta is one of those self-enclosed type of deals where they don't want anybody else to have.
They're proprietary, is what they are. They're like Apple.
yes.
They want to hold everything on, to themselves. They don't want to share with nobody. So, and that's why I steered away from Apple a long time ago, because of their proprietary bullshit.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Well, it's like now they finally passed it where Apple was forced to have the C-type connectors for the phones, starting with the 16.
Yep.
Where now it's universal. You can actually use an Android charger to charge your iPhone.
Yeah. Wayne, Brett has posted a question to you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
How big is the San Francisco Giants are acquiring all-star slugger Rafael Devers from the Boston Red Sox?
Did they?
And out of nowhere, blockbuster deal. Boston is getting right-handed pitcher Jordan Hicks and James Tibb, and Jordan
Is the deal done?
And Jordan Hicks. It's on the. I mean, that's what Brett's posting.
Oh, and that was directed
It's
at me.
Brett. That could be old news.
Yeah, Jordan Hicks is on the roster starting today for Boston. So I don't know.
We could have put that out last week, and Brett's just getting it up on there today.
Well, since he directed the question to me, my answer to you, Brett, is I really don't know. I'm an Atlanta Braves fan when it comes to baseball, so I got my own issues with them. So, but Rafael Devers going to San Francisco, that's pretty much of a blockbuster deal. Just like
It still doesn't do anything for
basketball.
It still doesn't do anything for San Francisco because they're playing in the same division as the Padres and Dodgers.
Yeah, but they're only a game behind, and that's because they got beat yesterday.
But nobody cares about the Giants on this show.
Nobody cares about the Giants. Where San Francisco, who by the way used to be the New York Giants.
Correct.
LA. If it wasn't for New York, California wouldn't have any sports teams.
Wouldn't have any.
And Minnesota, because that's where the Lakers came from,
Yep.
right? Minneapolis. And then we gave them we gave them the Brooklyn Dodgers, the New York Giants.
Yep.
Come on,
But getting back to Brett's question, that is a blockbuster, just like in the NBA today. Desmond Bain traded from Memphis.
That wasn't a blockbuster. That was a boneheader, is what it was.
It was a boneheader for Orlando. They gave up
Yeah.
way too much.
No, I mean Orlando sold the farm for that one player.
For one person.
Right. For one it's kind of like the Knicks, but the Knicks gave up future draft picks like 5-6 years from now. They gave up Cole Anthony, a serviceable point guard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They gave up some 4 unprotected picks and a pick swap.
For Desmond Bain.
Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
It's got to be a contract thing. It's got to be a contract thing.
Yeah, if it was Ja Morant, I could almost not perfectly, but I could almost see that. But Desmond
Now, if
Bain,
it was Ja Morant, I could totally see that.
I
But
could.
Desmond Bain is not an all-star.
I mean, I agree. If Orlando gave up that much for Ja Morant, that's acceptable.
Almost
That
They
would
gave,
be-
they
I
gave all
think
that
that
stuff
would
up
be
for a guy
acceptable.
that doesn't even come through in the clutch. Come on.
He's a
Desmond
good
Bain
three-point
is
shooter, but
he's
a
a
good three-point shooter, but that's it.
as far as wrestling standards, he's a mid card player.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's not part of the elite. And that's another criticism the Knicks are getting now because of the Mikal Bridges trade,
Right.
is that they traded all them picks. I mean, them picks right now would be really handy if we're trying to go after Giannis or Kevin Durant or anybody else for that matter.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Really got no collateral there at this point, giving up all that for Miles. I mean, not Miles,
Yeah.
but Mikal Bridges.
Mikal, yeah. Well,
Tim
but
says
you know
Bain
what?
is-
That had a lot to do with Leon Rose and the fact that he is Jalen Brunson's godfather.
Tim says Bain is a good baller.
Not for the amount that Orlando gave up. No, he's not.
No.
Not for Cole Anthony and I forgot who else was it from.
Oh, KCP, Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Contavious Caldwell Pope. And how many future
Shit,
draft picks?
Bain for KCP. Bain for KCP would have been a
There was
straight
like
up good
4 or
trade.
5 future draft picks.
It was
involved
4 or
in that
5
trade,
future
man.
draft picks.
Yeah, 4 unprotected and 1 pick swap.
And one swap.
2026.
Okay. Yep.
You know,
Yeah, that's
so,
way too much for Desmond Bain.
way too much, dude. They would have been better off trading Contavious to the Knicks and try to get Karl Anthony Towns from the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have a center down in Orlando. Well, actually, we don't have a center in New York either because Karl Anthony Towns showed up for 1 game in that Indiana series. And actually 1 quarter.
Yeah. You could have used Hardenstein, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know. Hardenstein hasn't really
Defensively.
He hasn't made any. Well, yeah, but Mitchell Robinson was playing well defensively. You know what I'm saying? If you could put Mitchell Robinson inside Karl Anthony Towns, you might have an all-star, legitimate Hall of Famer practically at center, But we'll see.
Yep.
I mean, the Knicks, talking about Mike Brown, honestly, I think the Knicks would be totally remiss, okay, if they didn't at least attempt to try to get Mark Jackson.
And you know what? I didn't even think about that. That might be something good.
Mark Jackson, you know what? Steve Kerr won championships because of Mark Jackson. Okay. Kind of like John Gruden won the Super Bowl because of Tony
Dungy.
Right.
Okay. These guys built teams, and then some guy, because he knows people in the organization, slipped in and took all the credit. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Okay. So it is what it is. Come on, man. We only got 19 minutes left. We got some more stuff we could talk about. Ain't nobody died this week that you want to talk about, Scott?
Nobody. No.
We're not going to talk about the UFL championship yesterday.
No, we're not going to talk about UFL.
I'm being facetious.
No, come on now.
USFL.
UFL.
UFL.
Yeah, UFL.
Yeah, UFL.
Okay.
No.
Was that the season over already?
Newsflash.
Oh, damn.
Officials are looking for Antonio Brown to charge him with attempted
murder.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's killing it.
or he's at least trying to.
Post football, he's killing it.
How's that CTE working out for you, AB?
I don't know. Ask Vontaze Burfict.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's the one that put him there. Scramble that boy's brain.
The Colts are going to put Jim Irsay in their Ring of Honor.
Well, I mean, that's
a no-brainer.
Yeah,
that's
a no-brainer. And his three daughters are taking over the franchise, and they seem like, according to what I've read, they've got plenty of experience and history in different roles that will allow them to move the Colts forward and still be a reflection of their father. So
the Colts, they don't have a quarterback either.
No, they don't. But it is what it is. The Bengals and Hendrickson have resumed talks. So whatever that means, or whatever.
Well, didn't Sam Hubbard retire or something like that?
Who?
Hubbard.
There was a lot of retirements this year with kids that are young. I mean, they're under 30 years old. There was a lot of retirements going on. I'm not sure exactly who. But I mean, I'm seeing a lot of players that are retiring early.
Is that Martin?
Huh?
Is that Martin on your hat there, Mr. Professor?
Marvin? Yeah, Marvin.
It is Marvin the Martian. Yes, Elliot.
Yes. My favorite.
Him and the great Gazoo is my favorite.
Yeah. The Saints signed Cam Akers.
Who?
The Saints signed Cam Akers.
Who?
Yep. Damn, you just trying to be funny now.
Wow, that's disrespectful, Elliot.
Who?
Wow.
What has Cam Akers done? Seriously. What has he done to make him relevant in this conversation? Nothing. Thank you. And another team that doesn't have a quarterback, the New Orleans Saints.
Very good point.
Yep.
So they just sent Cam Akers somewhere where he ain't going to get no run whatsoever. Whether he's on the field or not, he's not going to get any run. They're going to be keying on that running game so bad. Kamara and Akers and all. Dude, they're going to get hounded because Spencer Rattler ain't it. Who else they got? Come on.
If that was a Jeopardy question, I'd be missing it right now.
They might as well go out and get Nathan Peterman, you know?
I did not have Nathan Peterman on my bingo card today.
I don't know what the hell just happened, but I lost connection.
I don't think anybody had Nathan Peterman on any bingo card. This
Did not have
Nathan,
him.
why are we talking about Nathan Peterman, guys?
because I said that's New Orleans might as well go get him with their
Oh,
quarterback.
Jesus God.
That might have caused your screen to freeze up, and
That's exactly what happened.
It probably did, Wayne, because it's like way out of freaking left field, and I have no idea what the hell's going on.
yeah. Like I said before you got back, I didn't have him on my bingo card in this discussion today.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, come on, the guy threw 6 interceptions in his first NFL. How can you forget a guy like that? John loved him when he was with Buffalo.
Right.
But then John loves anybody that goes to Buffalo,
Doesn't matter.
whether they suck or not.
Right.
What about Cincinnati losing Pratt to the Raiders this week as well?
Yeah.
Again, that's Mike Brown.
More defense. More defense leaving the building.
I use that term loosely with Cincinnati, more defense. Because if you score 30 some odd points in a game and you still lose by 10, it's not good.
No. But that just comes from collective defensive issues, not just one or two players.
That's true.
You
But
know,
he contributed, or
that
the lack thereof.
secondary is booty as hell.
Yeah. Secondary is straight hot garbage.
Yep. And I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see that AFC North. Lamar Jackson's chasing his first Super Bowl appearance.
He's been chasing that for 5 years, dude.
Well, so is Josh Allen. So what's your point? He's been chasing it for 7, I think.
And the common denominator in that has been Patrick Mahomes.
The common denominator is that the defenses that couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes when they should have.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? Because Josh and put them in positions to win. And then they just gave it up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will say last year, not this past playoff, but the
previous one?
When the Ravens decided they only wanted to rush the ball. How many times in that game?
It was 10 times, 6 by the running backs and 4 by.
Yeah. So they tried to change their strategy, but I agree for the most part it's been the defense letting them down in those occasions. But that one occasion, at least for me, that stands out, the Ravens going against or going away from what they
going
normally
against what got them there because they had the best rushing offense in football at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
And then decide just 10 rushes for a game that didn't.
They were trying to play Kansas City's game and got.
Yep.
Suffered the loss because of it. But I don't know. We can count on Cleveland not being in the mix. I don't know about Cincinnati with their defensive issues.
I said, Super Bowl caliber offense, semi-pro caliber defense.
Pittsburgh unknown.
Yep.
Baltimore might be the only one in that division that's I think some sort of a lock in that division.
As long as they don't have to kick field goals.
Well, I mean, as long as the kicker isn't a rapist, then
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus God.
They just get Jake Moody or something? I can only hope they got Jake Moody. Good Lord.
That's right. We're going to be switching gears here pretty soon to talk about football.
End of July. Teams are off until the end of July when training camp opens.
Okay. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of news between now and then.
Usually it's quiet that 6 weeks they're off. There's nothing going on.
So what, you want to take 6 weeks off?
No. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on in the world of sports outside the 2 finals, and they'll be done by the time we get back on the show next week.
Yeah, we'll have that to talk about.
So pretty much all we got to worry about is Major League Baseball.
Which I don't worry about that till after the All-Star break.
Correct. I mean, who wants to talk about WNBA? I love the girls that are doing it. I mean, they're Caitlin Clark is friggin' great.
Hey, how about that? How about that twist they put on you?
What?
How about that swerve you got thrown at you?
What?
R-Truth.
You know, I did see that. R-Truth came back and he's a heel now, right?
No. He came back and he cost John Cena a match.
Well, that's good, but he cut off his friggin' braids too.
Right.
Man.
He's Ron Killings now, which is his actual name.
Correct.
Okay. But he's not a heel because he's going to be going up against Cena.
That'll be good. As long as they could get him.
They call him Ron Cena now.
Right. If they can bump him and make him a
well, that's why they changed it to Ron Killings.
Yeah.
And that's why he cut his hair off, because the haircut takes away from the clownish R-Truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Persona.
Yep.
And,
Newsflash.
Ron Killings
JJ Spawn just took the lead at US Open with one hole to play.
Who did?
JJ Spawn.
Amazing. That's all I can say. Amazing.
Yeah.
Based on what he did earlier when I caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah. I mean,
amazing.
After his start, this is going to be amazing. He's at even par. McIntyre's at +1. Hatton's at +2. Hovland, Burns, Scott, and Cam Young are all at +3. So Spawn's got a one-shot lead. McIntyre's already in the clubhouse. So technically, he's got a 2-shot lead with what players are left on the course. So,
what hole is he on?
Spawn will be playing the 18th now. So
okay. So it's winded down completely.
Yeah. I mean, his competitors. Wait. Hovland just birdied, so he's at +2. His remaining competitors are all on 16 or greater. So there's only like 3 holes left to play for everybody.
Well, this is the U.S. Open, and anything can happen. He might triple bogey. Who knows?
Yep. And Adam Scott just double bogeyed 16, so he's down
rest my case.
5.
Yeah, he's done.
Anyway, Ron Killings he had a championship belt with NWA when he was Ron Killings back in the day.
Right.
And Cena embarrassed R-Truth at the Saturday night's main event, I think it was. And then at the post conference, when he cost the title to John Cena, put him through a table at the press conference. And then I think he cheated him at Saturday night's main event. They had the title match between him and Cena cheated, of course, to get the win.
Because Cena's a heel now, right?
Yeah. And so he came back for the pay-per-view this past Sunday.
Is he still the champ?
And he speared Cena. He came in with a hoodie on, so he speared Cena. Then he hit him with the belt upside the head. And that's how Cena wound up losing. So now you'll probably see Cena versus Truth here at some point. Or, excuse me, Ron Killings. But altogether...
What's the next pay-per-view, Elliot?
The next PLE is actually Evolution this month, which is an all-women's pay-per-view.
Okay.
PLE. But then after that, it's SummerSlam.
That's right. It's coming up in August. That's right.
August 2nd and 3rd at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, with August. Yeah, August is the time of year.
The first 2-night SummerSlam history.
They're doing it like just like WrestleMania is what you're saying.
Yeah. They're doing 2 nights now for a lot of them. Because it just makes sense for them.
And to maximize the money.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just like moving to Saturdays was a good deal, because this way they don't have to go up against the NFL during football season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you don't have to travel the guys after a Sunday pay-per-view to a Monday venue for Monday Night Raw. You got that day in between them.
You got a day in between for travel, right?
Right. So, which is why you'll see most of the time in the 2-night pay-per-view, you'll see more of the Raw people on Saturday than you will on Sunday, because SmackDown's not till Friday. And that's when
Brett says Goldberg is coming Monday. Is that right?
Goldberg is supposed to be coming back to fight Gunther. Gunther just dethroned Jey Uso.
Goldberg is my age, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's his retirement match. He's gonna be taking on Gunther at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's his retirement match. He's not gonna, you know what I'm saying, his final match, basically.
Ken says Rafi being traded for crap is not quite Luka Doncic crazy, but it's damn close. It's typical John Henry, though, is what he says.
Yeah, I don't trust nothing until it's already done deal.
Brett's asking you about the Jets, Elliot. I don't know why he would.
What about him?
I don't know. He says, how long before the Jets front office messes things up and Justin Fields starts regretting going there?
Now,
I don't think it's the front office is going to mess up. I think it's up to Aaron Glenn, what he does with Justin Fields.
Right.
Okay. I mean, Justin Fields got to be happy that he's getting a shot anywhere.
Yes.
Okay. And with the coach you see what Aaron Glenn did in Detroit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? With a coach like Aaron Glenn, if he handles Justin Fields properly,
he'll be serviceable.
he might be. He could be like a comeback player of the year type.
Yeah. My question also is regarding Detroit. They lose both their coordinators in the offseason.
Well, we saw what happened to Philly when they lost both their coordinators.
Yeah, that next year.
Do you think Detroit takes a step back after losing their coordinators?
Yes. I think
without a doubt.
I think they've taken a couple steps back from being Super Bowl contenders with that happening.
So who do you like in that division, Elliot? Was it Minnesota or is it Green Bay, maybe?
I'm not sure with Minnesota because we don't know what J.J. McCarthy's going to do.
Right.
I like Green Bay, to be honest with you.
I think Green Bay is probably the odds-on favorite, you know, considering they got some wide receiver help.
Yep.
You know, they made that big pick in the first round for a nice, you know, wideout.
Right.
Jordan Love is coming into his own. That defense is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
I don't think Chicago is ready yet.
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, Minnesota still look. If Minnesota would have kept Sam Darnold, I would say they might have a chance. But I don't know.
So we think it's going to be Green Bay.
I think Green Bay is the odds-on favorite. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I agree with that. At least right now, anyway.
At the moment, if I had to put the money down, I'd say Green Bay at the moment.
Detroit is a show me at this point. It's like, show me you can still do it without your coordinators.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's his name? What's their coach's name again? Dan Campbell?
Dan Campbell.
I mean, Campbell could stir as much soup as he wants to, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the one that made it all click.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without his coordinators, like I said, let's go back to Philadelphia. They went to the Super Bowl, which they should have won if it wasn't for referee bullshit again. Okay. And then the next year they lose their coordinators, and did they even make the playoffs?
I don't remember.
No, the next year, no.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
No,
they started 6-0 and then finished with a losing record, right?
Yeah, they did not make the playoffs.
Yeah. So, and then they went out and got good replacement coordinators. Well, you knew they were in trouble when they had Matt Patricia as their defensive coordinator.
Jesus Christ. Not as bad as Matt Patricia being the offensive coordinator in Detroit.
They got over that bullshit move, and they went out and got two good coordinators, Fangio You know what I'm saying? And they turned it around again, and guess what? They won the freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And
Matt
Fangio
Patricia-
put it on the
right.
on
Matt
the Kansas
Patricia
City
is
Chiefs.
now the defensive coordinator for the Ohio State Buckeyes, so we'll see how that works out. So, anyway, Elliot, we made it to 8:00. We made it to 8:00.
Told you. How many times I got to prove you wrong, homie?
Let's get the hell out of here, guys. Wayne, Elliot, thank you for being on the show tonight. Thanks to all those that commented and showed up to watch.
And thanks for the old and sketchy news there, Brett.
Yes, Brett. Well, that's why we love Brett.
No. The Devers trade was up to the minute.
Okay.
I give him credit for that. Devers trade was up to the minute.
Up to the minute. Which minute?
I didn't specify.
Brett, we love you, brother. Don't ever stop being
Hey,
you.
don't give up being you, man.
Yeah, don't ever
Drop
stop
right to the
being
party
you.
anytime you want, yo.
Right.
Because it
With
will
that
start
being said-
it will start without you.
Yeah. With all that being said, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks for all that showed up. We are the Sports Nerds. We will be back next Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
We will.
On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Wayne Lynch, and
Wayne
Mr.
Mo.
Elliot Big E Lamba, we are out. Elliot, play the outro, please.
Thank you once again, Nerd Nation, for spending part, if not all of your evening with us here for this latest episode of the Sports Nerd Show. Please keep in mind that we do this on a regular basis every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. And since each night's start time is different, please check on our SNN group page on Facebook for the correct time. So until the next time we come together, Nerd Nation, on behalf of the Sports Nerd and his co-hosts, Ken Coslow, John Olson, Wayne Lynch, and me, Big E, may your lives be filled with all the best sports action anyone human can handle, as well as all the joy it could possibly bring you. And with all that said, good night, Nerd Nation, as the time has come